air from the balloon of this empowerment that has been blown up, but I do want to address the piece around sexual violence. So I do want to bring that in. I know we talk about a lot in the United States around human trafficking, and we talk about gender mutilation and mutilation, in the East Democratic of the Congo, but I do want to talk a little bit about that, just so our folks here are aware of what's going on. So Jenny, if you could tell us a little bit around that, and then I'll pass it over to Ning as well.
So as you saw in the video, women in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo are 130 times more likely to be raped than women in North America. And we have a lot of women in the room, and statistically among us, many of us have been raped, just from being based on the statistics in North America. Unfortunately, sexual violence is something that we have to deal with. Sexual violence in Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo has to do with the ongoing war and violent conflict in the region that has destroyed the government, the social fabric, and people's sense of morality. Young men who have been recruited into the militias, they have no other concept of sexual relations except those of taking women by force. The other key factor, though, is that the economic destruction wrought by these decades of conflict. And if you, building on what Dr. Asiudo said, if you're not empowered, it makes you highly vulnerable. And in this region of the world, sexual consent is not something verbalized among women. A woman cannot, or a girl cannot talk in any way about sexual desire. But the way you give consent is by accepting gifts from men, by accepting shelter from a man, by accepting food from a man. That indicates that you accept his sexual advances. Well, if you're living in absolute poverty, you have no other choice but to accept those gifts in order to survive another day. And that's part of what makes women so vulnerable. And it's why the programs of Hero Women Rising are so important, because they give women the possibility, and girls the possibility, of attaining an education, of learning a trade like sewing, or learning how to use computers that allow them to earn their own money and become economically independent, so they have the power to make their own decisions. And so I think we often can feel hopeless about this situation, but it is a situation that can be changed. But it requires not necessarily addressing the problem of sexual violence directly on, but by addressing all of the structural factors that make it more likely for it to happen in the context.
Yes, I think,
yeah, I think this sexual abuse, like they said, you become more and more vulnerable is when the conflict happens. You don't have a choice. But here in America, women have a choice. Yes, they still have other program. Problem is like trafficking, women trafficking. It's similar, but it's the system who make that things happen. And secondly, women, when you don't have a choice, when you are obliged to make things, the system is not only that boys, for example, like you say, when the war conflict begin, those young men, they don't have also education, and they have drugs. They can sometimes last month, one boy who killed her mother with machete, with the guns, and because he was drugs and he didn't have control himself. But this is happening, remember, where his men is like a camp, this IDP camp. It's many people they are there because they are near MONUSCO. MONUSCO is a peacekeeper, UN peacekeeper in DRC. That the boy killed his mother. And that is really becoming big issues for us. And when we empower women, you see how they are protesting, they are singing, they are wanting peace. They stand up, they giving voice. And 2 years ago, other women that was killed by general because they was asking peace. One is really kind of sexual violence is like tools they use also. It's like when you're neutralizing all women, when you come in the family, you rape the mother or daughter, the men will feel well. The men will feel more and more vulnerable. Many men, they can't understand that, and they go away. Is why you see women, you can't separate the women with the community. That is big, is why we are empowering them, to give them support, to give them empowering education. They can know how to give out the message where they going on, and also new generations, young girls, to give the path they can continue to go to school, to have education, to fight with. This is a really kind of big issues around the world, and it really needs big solutions with everyone, with together, with all women, can be whatever way you are concerned. We need really to get together. We need your support to be able to empower those women, to give them like little smile, to give little hope, to give. They are there. Sometimes people say, Nema, you can forget and lives in the United States. My heart is really, to be honest with you, I can't look away to see those people, those young people, those children, and to say to be quiet. Is why we continue to be with you, to grow up this big family of Her Women Rising, to get, to empower all these women who pass through this crisis of abusing, and especially women sexual abuse. Thank you so much for asking.
Outside of it being a good thing to do, to support Hero Women Rising and to be concerned about what's going on across the seas, why should we be doing this? Because again, I'm going to go ahead and assume we're all in this space as activists and advocates. So really, we've been called to not only do this work, but also to share this work with others so that they can also come on board. Why is this important, Hetty? Why is this work beyond a good thing to do? Why is it important that we do it?
Thank you. Thank you. I think that is crucial. It is very, very important that we do the work we do, because again, we are all the same. We are the same in a way that, but the only difference is our faces, our names, just like she said. Rape all over the world is rape. They rape you, they can rape you vaginally, or they can just go pierce through your soul by words. You can be raped not only vaginally, someone can just go straight into your soul and take your very own being verbally. The same trauma, the same pain, the same hemorrhage. Life has been taken. Women across here, we can be raped, sexually harassed in different forms. Insidious affairs here and there that can be transmitted or translated as rape. However, we get justice here. We get justice somehow. If you've been raped somewhere here in the United States and your voice's head is reported somehow, it can be resolved. You can get comfort, a little bit of healing by seeing justice given. Women over there or elsewhere outside the United States cannot get that. Their problems are not resolved. Their pain, their wounds are constantly bleeding. Now, you want to know why it is important that we do this work. What you know is what you know how to act on. It's important that the world hears their voice. And we here are supposed to be the amplifier. We amplify their voices all over the world so that the world will know. This is what is going on. For example, Congo is known as the rape capital of the whole world. Are there rapes everywhere? No. Yes, but they are known for being raped. Thousands and thousands and thousands of women has been. These are real numbers. These are real people. So it's absolutely important that we let the world know, and not only letting them know what is going on there, let them know how they can participate to help male and female. Everybody needs to participate. You have to put your 1 cent, but you need to know how, where, when, what you need to do and how to do it. That is why it is important that we do this work. Take the message globally. Call anyone and everyone that needs to know and let them know. Because if you don't do it, if we sweep it under the carpet, it won't be done. They will not get justice. The wound will continue, generation after generation. So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, don't watch. Don't be a spectator. Jump in the field. Let's play together. Let's win together. Let's go on with the victory. It's not only me and my 3. It's not only her. She can't do it alone. So we have to go out there, take the message, tell the whole world. Because it did not happen to you does not mean that it is not happening to you and for you. It is important that we tell them.
Thank you, thank you. I mean, I definitely want to take, we probably have time for about 3 questions, but I know, this question is always, well, who's the leader and where is the leader? But the leader is us. So